Hey guys, so today we're actually going to be filling out two things. We're going to be filling out the properties of triangles on page 97, and we're also going to be filling out the properties of trapezoids on page 100. Okay, so please make sure that you fill that out. So we're going to start with the properties of triangles on page 97. So go ahead and turn to page 97. Okay, so here it is. Now, I want you to write the title, Properties of Triangles, and then we're going to have our little definition, which is a rectangle and a parallelogram can be decomposed into two congruent triangles. So what does that mean? The area of a triangle is 1/2, and this is actually very important, okay? The area of a rectangle or parallelogram, okay? So this is the formula again. Area is equal to base times height divided by 2, or area is 1/2 times the base times the height, okay? So after you finish with that, we're going to work out some problems together. So I want you to go ahead and draw these two triangles. So we have this triangle right here. This is the base, okay? 9 3/4 feet. And then this is your height, 7, okay? And then we're going to have this other triangle over here, and the area is 78 1/8 yards squared, and this is the base, okay? And we need to find the height, okay? So we're going to start with this one. And remember, when you have fractions, I always like to change them to decimals. So we're going to start with area is equal to 1/2 base times height. So we're going to have area is equal to, and we're going to change everything to decimals. So instead of putting 1/2, we're going to put 0.5 times the base. So that's 9.3/4 is the same thing as 0.75. So that's going to be 9.75, and then the height is 7, so times 7, okay? So I'm going to multiply this first, this part right here first. So we're going to have 9.75 times 7. So if I multiply 9.75 times 7, I'm going to get 68.25. Then I'm going to multiply this times 0.5. And if I multiply that, then I'm going to get 34.125. Okay, so the area of this triangle is going to be 34.125, and then don't forget to put feet squared, okay? Alright, and then for this one, it's going to be a little bit different because you're going to start again. Area is equal to 1/2 base times height, okay? So we're going to, again, change it to decimals. So the area is actually, we already know what it is, 78 1/8. So we're going to put 78.125 equals, and then instead of 1/2, we're going to put 0.5 times, and then the base is 12.5, so we're going to put 12.5, and then times the height, okay? So we're going to multiply this part first. So we're going to leave 78.125 equals, if I multiply 12.5 times 0.5, then you should get 6.25, okay? And we have that times h, okay? So here, if I have multiplication, I want to do the opposite, which is going to be division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 600, or 6.25, sorry. So I'm going to divide this by 6.25, okay? And then we're going to get h. So we actually get 12.5 is equal to h, okay? So this is going to be my answer for the height, okay? Alright, now we're going to go ahead and do the trapezoids. So turn to page 100. And again, we're going to fill out the top properties of trapezoids, and you're going to write down the definition. A parallelogram can be decomposed into two congruent trapezoids. So the area of a trapezoid is, again, this is important, 1/2 the product of the height and the sum of the two bases, okay? So for the formula, area is equal to 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times the height, okay? And a trapezoid is a quadrilateral that has exactly one pair of parallel sides, okay? So we're going to have two examples. So I need you to draw the trapezoids. Here they are, and there's two of them. And a trapezoid can look like this, or it can look like this, even though they're not exactly the same. So we're going to start with this one right here. And again, we're going to write the formula. Area is equal to 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height, okay? So we're going to put everything as decimals, okay? So we're going to put area is equal to 0.5, okay, times base 1 is going to be 2.5 plus base 2 is going to be 4.8 times the height, which is 4, okay? Alright, so we're going to use the order of operations. We're going to add these first, okay? So area is equal to 0.5 times, if I add 2.5 plus 4.8, I'm going to get 7.3, and then times 4, okay? So we're going to multiply 7.3 times 4, so we're going to get area is equal to 0.5 times, I'm going to get 29.2, and then I'm going to multiply 29.2 times 0.5, so the area is equal to 14.6 meters squared, okay? So that's how you find the area of a trapezoid. And we're going to do another example over here. Now this time is going to be a little bit different because they already gave you the area. This is base 1, this is base 2, and we need to find the height. This is what I'm looking for right here. So I'm going to fill out the formula. Area is equal to 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height, okay? So we already know what the formula, what the area is, so we're going to put 21 equals, and again we're going to change it to decimals, or actually for this one we're going to leave it as fractions because we already have what 1/3, this is a repeated decimal, this is also a repeated decimal, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it as a fraction. So I'm going to have 1/2 times, I'm going to add 2 1/3 plus 4 2/3, and then times the height, okay? So I'm going to add these together. So we're going to get 21 equals 1/2 times. If I add 2 1/3 plus 4 2/3, I'm going to get 7 times the height. Okay. So now I just have to get half of 7. What's half of 7? Well, I know that half of 7 is 3.5 or 3.5, okay? And we're going to multiply that times the height. So what's the opposite of multiplication? Well, that's division, so I need to divide by 3.5. Divide by 3.5. So the height is actually going to be equal to 6. And that's your height. Okay, so if I divide 21 divided by 3.5, then I'm going to get 6. And that's my answer. Okay. Alright, so make sure you write everything down, copy everything correctly, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.